everybody, I'm Sean Govan of Honey Drop Farm, and right now it's mid-December and I'm going to show you two things you need to do at this time of year if you're a first-year hobby beekeeper to make sure that your hives stay alive and well until spring. So number one is moisture. If you have moisture condensing on the top of your hive, the ceiling of your hive, inside your hive, then it can accumulate to the point where the water will drip off the ceiling onto your cluster and chill your bees and kill your bees. Dry bees don't have a problem staying warm. Wet bees do when it's cold. So the way to do that is just don't be bashful. Wear a veil because they won't be happy at this time of year. And just take off your lid or your feeder box. This is a 5-frame nuke I have. It's not a very big cluster because it's not a very big colony. It's a nuke. And just check the bottom of your lid or your inner cover or whatever. So this is, there's a little bit of moisture, but it's not accumulating. There's not like huge drips of it. That's normal for our area. Kansas is a very dry area. So one thing you can do, kill two birds with one stone. Make sure that your bees do not run out of food. If you have any doubt at all, it's better for them to have way more food than they need than to have a little bit less than they need and die. Is just put a paper towel right on top of your frames, right on top of your cluster, and just put some sugar on it. Just dry sugar, white granulated sugar. And you can see the bees are already coming up. They're not coming up to investigate the sugar. They're coming up to try to understand why the roof of their house just came off. But they will eat that sugar if they need extra calories at any point this winter. And this sugar will absorb any excess moisture. If you live in an area with really high humidity, you may need to do extra things for your moisture, such as put a piece of rigid foam insulation underneath your lid, like this stuff. I think it's called Foamular. Anyway, it's pink, it's blue, it's a rigid foam insulation for construction purposes. 1 inch thick works fine. You put this underneath your lid, the warm moist air will condense on the cold walls instead of the warm ceiling, because the ceiling will be warmer because of this stuff. And I forgot to mention, when you're putting your sugar on your piece of newspaper or your piece of paper towel or your piece of Kleenex or whatever you're putting it on top of, don't worry about smashing bees. Sometimes bees will be on top of the frames. They weren't in this one, but sometimes they will be. And you might be a little concerned about smashing your bees. Don't worry. Just pour on the sugar. They'll get out of the way. When they feel that pressure from the weight of the sugar, they'll move down. And so that wraps that up. If that was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for watching.